live. I'll quickly just share the link.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we are live. Hey, good evening, people from this beautiful continent of Africa and of course, all over the world. Today, it's a great day. I say I have my great friend and my partner in crime, that is Coach's Education and Coaching. My name is Moses Kagochi. Yeah, and today I'm so happy. We are going to have some fantastic conversation, and I think it's going to be very inspiring, especially to our upcoming coaches and people who have a great path in coaching. So I am not going to introduce her. She's a big girl. She can introduce herself, and we go.
Thank you, Moses. Wow, thank you for having me on this platform. You know, I've seen that you've had some super great coaches, players. You know, people that are adding incredible value to African hockey and international hockey. You know, as a whole. So thank you, firstly, for asking me to have this conversation with you in front of the whole world. My name is Coach Pholo. Affectionately known as Coach Pholo to by my players, friends, and those in the hockey world. I've played hockey for, I think it's almost 26, 27 years that I've been involved in hockey. South African Olympian at the Athens Olympics in 2004. And then when I stopped my playing a career, I went into coaching because that's the next thing, right? You have to impart knowledge on the next generation. So I've been coaching now also 15, 20 years. I've coached the under 18 SA's team to the Youth Olympic Games in the Hockey Fives format. Where we were got into the semi-finals. Really huge achievement for the girls and myself as as in my aspirations as a coach going forward. It's always lovely to play in these multi-sport events.
Yeah. Now, Pholo, you're being very generous with information. So tell us about your journey. You know, I remember when we chat, we always talk about the journey. You know, the process. So
yes,
So I think it's fantastic to know about the journey of Coach Pholo.
Yeah. So when I stopped playing, I went into coaching really seriously, and because there isn't enough money if you're not a top high performance coach especially in South Africa right now. So I had a 9 to 5. So I had very long days. I'd go to work in the morning, stop work at 4:30 and have to drive through and go to the hockey field. And I'd coach in the afternoons or in the evenings. I've coached a few really nice schools. I've coached provincially. And right now I am sitting as the high performance director of the province of Gauteng, Southern Gauteng, which is the most successful province in the country when it comes to the number of times we've won the provincial championships. You know, and my journey of coach education started, I think, in 2016. Where I went in and I did my SA hockey level 3. And then immediately once that was done, I looked online. I looked at what's the next best thing for me, and I found the FIH that they had a coach pathway as well. So I applied. I remember contacting Jeannie Ross. I think she's the ex-vice president. So I said, Jenny, listen, I'm really passionate about coaching. I really just want to upskill myself, and send her this long, soppy message. And Jenny, being Jenny, as you know her as well, Moses, she made sure that she gave me the stamp of approval for the FIH course. So there was. Then we went to Egypt, and that's where I met you, this fantastic man. I went to Egypt, and I got the special recommendation to do my level 4 immediately after that. And the next year, 2018, I did my level 4. Not an easy couple of weeks.
Yeah.
A couple of days. It was tough. It was difficult.
Yeah.
But as we say in the FIH, that learning is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that definitely was uncomfortable. There was a lot to learn, a lot of people, a lot of ambitious coaches, but the learnings off the field or out of the classroom, that was, I think, that's one thing that I miss right now with what COVID and the restrictions have given us, is that the interaction of sharing as coaches. I know I have a few really good people and mentors that I talk to around the world, but the face-to-face interaction is something that I really, really miss, especially just sharing hockey information and laughing at each other and laughing with each other. And that's one thing I think COVID has taken away from us as coaches.
Yeah. No, yeah, and it's been I think for me it's been a pleasure. I think we've been in those adventures together, and apparently we also have we share some common friends, Lilian Kimeu, who played with you in South Africa. Of course, the great Masha, Yeah. So, but I think, I'm personally, a lot of people are asking, they see you're an Olympian, at least you have few of the few people I brag to my friends. I have a friend who has a OLY in front of her name. So what was the journey like in playing in the Olympics? And when you played for the national team, what are the challenges that you had? And
I think as Africans, I don't think any African country has like a proper funding for this beautiful sport that we play and this difficult sport that we play. I look at the skill content and what is needed to play hockey. It's unbelievable that we don't have billions, if not trillions, in the bank for the FIH, because the sport that we play and coach now is so difficult to master. And you watch these players and the amount of time that we put into what we're doing. So many hours to try and master the skills that we and that's why it's so important as a coach to be really good and technically sound, so that your players, if you're a good coach, the players don't need 20 hours to master skill. They might need 4 or 5 hours. So my Olympic journey was obviously just difficult. I was quite young. Understanding and knowing what this all meant, it was quite overwhelming. I had my Olympic dream when I think I was 8 or 9 years old. So that's when I was watching the Olympics, and I thought, I want to be there one day. I want to play in the Olympic Games. So it was a difficult journey, but like we said, the things that you are worth earning will always take you through quite a bit. And so Moses, my Olympic Games, I think, are one for like the history books, because we were playing in Athens, the home of the Olympics, on the centenary year of the Olympic Games. So the city of Athens was really turned into something special, and everything was just out of this world. Whatever tournament anyone has been to, take that and multiply it by 1,000, and then you're almost at the level of where we were. But playing wise, I had a really good mentors and teammates in that South African team, and that's why I think we were so successful. Our coach was a former national captain, Ross Howell. We had Susan Weber, we had Lindsay Carlisle, who was still in that side. I remember Pieter Coetzee was in that side. Marsha Cox was in that side. So in terms of on the field, it was a battle that we battled every single second. But looking at the caliber of human beings that were in that team, I think we were really up for the challenge.
Yeah, fantastic. Olympics is something else. So I have so many so many questions here, so I'm trying to see how to go. Then from the Olympics, how many years did you play before you decided that, hey, I think I've had a share of my adventure in hockey, and I think I need to do something else. How many years do you play, and when did you decide to hang the sticks? As we don't hang the boots, we hang the
We
sticks.
hang the ticket. um, yeah, the retirement thing was in I think in 2007 was my first time trying
Yeah,
to stop playing for the national team, and I actually played better hockey after that.
yeah,
And for many years I had to explore for myself why I would play better
mhm,
after I stopped playing for the national team, or
mhm,
stopped being available for national selection.
mhm,
And it's actually even pushed me to where I did a sports psychology course
mhm.
this year, because
Oh,
I needed to understand me as a player then,
yeah,
so that I can navigate that space better as a coach.
yeah,
um, yeah, it was just it's a lot of pressure all the time, and we somehow stopped having fun
yeah,
on the field. It's every day is, it feels like a job and it feels like a
mhm,
chore. And I remember at that time I thought, no, playing hockey for your country should not feel like that.
yeah,
And I thought, you know what, you've done what you could, what you can, and you've given back to the country what you have received from it.
mhm,
And then yeah, 2007 I said thank you, but I'm no longer available for national selection.
mhm,
And then in 2010, 10 years ago, Giles Bonnet had got the job, the big G. He got the
mhm,
job as the South African women's national coach, and he sent me an email, said, "Polo, listen, I've been hearing that you are the best finisher in the country, so I've taken over the job now, and I'd like to see if you still want to be involved." So we had a national camp, which was in China, and I thought I'd love to give it another bash.
yeah, yeah,
And so I went to China. I think we were there for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
yeah,
Really difficult national camp.
yeah,
Um, Giles is a hard man.
yeah,
Um, he's a guy that you learn from every 5 minutes. There's no time on the field that he wastes. He never
mhm,
wastes an opportunity to teach.
mhm,
And I learned so much in those 2.5, 3 weeks.
mhm,
So we played the Chinese national team, and yeah, so I ended up getting a couple of more caps.
mhm,
And I remember typing this email with a lot of emotion and not sadness. It was just the what if thought at the back of my mind. And I said to Giles, like, I wish I had met you way earlier in my career, because
yeah,
I could just see how much I could have learned from this man had I met him earlier,
yeah,
like maybe even
yeah,
16,
yeah,
18, 20,
yeah,
but yeah, but I just said it's time for me to be to concentrate on my career, which was
yeah,
away from hockey, and
yeah,
wasn't even coaching then, right? And he said he understands,
yeah,
and yeah, so no, man, what a guy, with Giles. I think Fabian was there with him, Fabian
yeah,
Gregory. Yeah, those were the really nice years for SA women's hockey. And yeah,
yeah,
that's
fantastic.
my short Olympic story.
Oh, no, 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 no. I think you're using your English skills. You're summarizing, but okay. I think I can take that for now. And now and then, when did you really feel like, hey, like when you had a chat with you, and I was like, hey, I was here, a successful marketer, uh, earning some very good money, and then,
Mhm.
hey, I think I can do something in hockey. So when did you reach that place where you said, hey, I think it's time I go back to the drug? We call hockey is a drug to us.
No, the thing is, I never left it. and I never left it. It's that bug that bites you and doesn't let go. So I never left it. So I'd always been coaching. Even no, so the last time I actually played a competitive match was only 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So even after 2010, it took me 8 years for me to hang up my stick, and I remember my coach saying to me, "No, Pholo, please, come to practice once a week. You'll be fine." And I said, "No, because I know how frustrated I get when I'm not giving enough time to my craft, and I always say to myself, I would never allow myself to be that player that is frustrated on the field. Hockey for me has always been a place of love and joy, a lot of passion, and I know what I'm capable of. And I thought, if I'm not there anymore, then I should possibly, put up my boots. And I think that's also when the coaching became quote unquote serious, because now I can't be giving 5, 6, 8 hours a week to playing, where that time could have also been given to coaching. That's when I thought, no, I'm gonna stop now, because there's this much time that I can do, I can use for hockey, and I want all that time to go to coaching.
So I was checking some of your gigs before, tax, and some amazing work with the youth. I know Alisa said that you're doing a great job in Southern Gauteng. When I was in South Africa, I was an MP, so
yes, you were higher, much higher.
So how has it been, being able to share not only your experience but your love and passion for the game, with the young, and actually I see also you worked with the university teams, and how has it been? How has the journey?
No, it feels like a gift. Every day is a really amazing day. Like, people have that cliche about, if you do what you love for a living, you'll never work a day in your life. And it sounds silly. But even getting involved with coach education for the FIH, educating people about the sport that I'm absolutely in love with, it never feels like I'm working, and I know that I am the worst with invoicing because I'm like, I love doing this, but no, you need to eat, so you need to invoice people for your time. So it never really feels like work. And when it does push you to be better, a friend of mine, Patrick Chitani, who is now in Canada, he's working with the Next Generation group. We just always say, like, push the envelope, be better. You just have to be better. That's every time I have a conversation with them, that's, and I am so grateful that the sport has brought me so many beautiful people in my life, and people that don't allow me to be mediocre. Cool. I am who I am because people around me expect so much more from me. Even when I think that was incredible, they're like, well done, what's next? And that's why that's the only time I feel like it's a little bit of pressure now. I need to, think outside of the box, but I'd rather have that than people that just pat me on the back and say, well done, well done, well done. I have people that push me a lot, here in Southern Gauteng, in our province, I've got Josie Milela, who's also always on my back. Pholo, you can do this better. I'm like, I'm trying. She's like, not by your standards. And the people that hold you honest and keep you honest to your own truth and your growth is it's something really, really amazing. So my accolades here in the province with the university, growing that space, growing in that space with the players, has also been something that has been really, really special for me. But I feel like it's never really work.
Now, you remember Magid? Magid.
Yes,
So
yes, yes, yes.
he sent a picture when you were in Netherlands. The African brothers, when the way you are big stressed with the course, and we are sleeping at 3 o'clock, and we have to cycle, and he says, "Nice job, nice job, and you're doing a good job." And
Oh,
and no,
he's incredible.
I remember that time, and I was talking to Meshach, and I was like, "Yo," and I think that's the first time we had so many African coaches in one course, and it was fantastic, Paulo, and I love it. And so, what about this desire? Because I have had the pleasure of educating with you, and people say, hey, you guys, you mix and you work very well. And actually, everybody who works with you says that, Paulo, you work very well with them. And the last time I was jealous, I said, hey, that's my home girl. So you have to say she works better with the Kenyan lion. And so, what makes you excel so much working with other people? I mean,
I feel like, obviously, firstly, my personality, I'm a people's person, and I think that's an important part of being a coach.
Yeah.
I'm a people's person. You know, I get along with a lot of people.
Yeah.
But when I work, and it's hockey related, your passion for the game already just heightens my passion for the game. So, you know, it's I just love that part about the human being, and that makes our relationship will be easy. You know, there are very few people that are involved in hockey that I don't get along with.
Yeah.
You know, because it's the sport that's like, it's just love. I feel, I watch the sport, I watch coaches on the side of the field. You know, you study a little bit of other coaches, international superstar coaches, and you look and like you try read books, you know, and you're like, all of this is just, we have a common passion for this thing, and we have a common passion about making this a better product.
Wow.
So there isn't much that I can't be excited about every time I want to call with someone. Like, I think my face can tell it now that when I talk about the sport, that it's something I really love, that makes it very easy for me to get along with you, Moses, because you love this sport as much as I do.
Yeah. Wow, I like it. And actually, when you talk about hockey, your face has a nice exclamation mark. You know, like. And now, Paulo, I think, yeah. So we've been having discussions with other coaches here, and we are Africans, and we're like, what do you think is ailing our game here? What is ailing our sport in Africa? And then we had a conversation with Masha, and she was spot on. And she said, hey guys, we'll never be like Europe. We'll never be like the first world, but we have something special. You know, our drive, our athleticism, but still, every time when I go to sleep, I'm like, what can we do to make the game better? Yes, we have challenges, and they won't go with a switch like this. But just to pick your brain, what do you think we need to do, and what are the challenges we have?
I think we have, like, yes, great you when you're talking about Marshy. So we've got the talent, right? We even have the quality of coaches.
Yeah.
Administration can get a little better, in my opinion, but I'll take it away from the office and bring it to the field. You know, with the flair that we have, the natural African flair that we have, I don't think we play enough hockey. I don't think we play enough hockey. You know, I saw your interview with Fabian the other day, you know, and he was talking about only playing the African championships every 2 years.
Yes.
So South Africa might have a little bit of money, play overseas, get a series here. But when was the last time Kenya has played a series? When was the last time Zimbabwe plays a series? Tanzania, all those countries. Like, and if we don't play each other, we will never push the level of our own continent's hockey higher. You know, and on the flip side of that is that the good and ambitious coaches start leaving the continent. Moses, right now, where are you working? You're working in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we start losing the personnel that would actually make this product better. And that's why I keep calling it a product, because it's something that we should be selling, right?
Yes.
So I look at that and I'm like, people leave.
Yeah.
You know, we've got Jen Wilson coaching, I think, in Scotland. We've got in Belgium, we've got Ned, South African guy. In Australia, we've got Lindsay Carlisle. You know, so we start losing our coaches, meaning we don't get there as quickly as we should. And I think bottom line is that we should play a lot more hockey against each other in Africa, just for the international experience.
Yeah. I like how you have put it, and it's challenging, and I think Africa Hockey is trying to do that. I think when I saw the new fixtures, they're dividing into regions, at least because one of the biggest challenge we have is the logistical challenges, because South Africa is down south, Egypt is up north, Ghana is west, Kenya we're in central. But I think that's it's fantastic. But now at least we can't complain so much, because at least now we are doing what we love, that is coaches education, and I think FIH has done a little better, because we educating our coaches. And I think some 2 months ago, a month ago, we had a very good level 1 coaching course with some
with 17 people. With 17 people there, it was brilliant. And some players that are currently still playing. I mean, out of this world hockey minds.
Yes.
And you see how much we have. You know, we talk about the wealth of Africa, you know, and here for us, it's our hockey minds. We have so many talented people that maybe not getting opportunities the right way, but going forward, I think the future for hockey in Africa is still very bright. Like after that week that you and I had educating those coaches, I was like, we're on the right path here. When we were in Egypt and looking at the coaches that came to the FIH level 3, we're on the right path. You know, and I don't think I've ever been that nervous in almost 10 years walking into that room. But you know, having Mike Joyce and Michelle Keenan being your educators the first time in your pathway, on your pathway of coach education, I think we were beyond blessed. And that's how I always, when I educate, I always think about how I felt about the impact that it had on us or on me. When we did our level 3, and I'm like, I want to be that coach. I want to be that educator where coaches look at me and say, you know, she pushed me, but in the right direction, and she pushed me in a way that I felt stretched, but I also enjoyed it.
Yeah. Okay. Then a big guy, fire, Fabian Gregory. You forgot to mention that he is also coaching in Hong Kong. He says, what are your aspirations?
Yes. My aspirations, I think I'm not the only one with the same goal, but my goal is to be an Olympic coach. That's for me is where I want to see myself, and I feel like daily it's what I'm working towards. So I'd really love to coach and be a head coach of a team that goes to the Olympic Games. When that'll be, only time will tell, but I just know that on the daily I'm working towards that.
Hey, Paulo, if I look at my calendar very right, you've coached in the Olympics. You've coached in the Youth Olympics. No, So which Olympics? The senior Olympics?
No, I'm talking about the senior Olympics now, because that box was ticked,
Yeah.
and in a very, very good way. I think we were the first African team, or South African team actually, to be in a semi-final of a global tournament.
Yeah.
And I had an incredibly talented group of young ladies. And I still, even today, I remember some of the conversations that we'd have together.
Yeah.
I said out to them, which is, I make a presentation, and I said, these are the 3 or 4 different ways we can play going forward.
Yeah.
These are the 3 or 4 different ways we can go defending. Which one do you guys want to do? And the eyes were massive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they'd never been given the power to make decisions.
Yes.
It was just always dictated to them. This is what we're going to do. That's what, and there's nothing holistically wrong with having some sort of, like dictating and making decisions as a head coach. But I think that tournament for me allowed me to be the coach who I'd also wanted as a player.
Yeah.
A very inclusive circle of human beings making decisions together for us to go forward. And I allowed them, okay, cool, let's try it this way. We play it. No, coach, no, we don't like that. Okay, good. So now they were so accountable to every decision and everything that went on in the field, because they'd made decisions around it, and I just had to be the glue that made it work.
Wow.
So those girls taught me a lot. I learned a lot about myself in that time. I remember also, talking about the challenges and funding and whatever. I sent a long email to the IOC asking for funding, because after we become African champions, now we need to work towards competing with the world. And without the funding, I can't have a camp. And without a camp, I can't choose my top team. And I was very, very happy that the IOC did see that we needed this. We needed a little bit, $1 or $2 that they helped out with, and we had a camp here in Johannesburg, and that was great. Got to see what a talented group this is. So, to all the coaches that are watching from around the world, this group of players in the Under-21 Junior World Cup next year, it's going to be something special, because they have a lot of really good individuals on their side.
Yeah, again, fire. he's glued, and he's asking, and then, are you involved in the South African setup based on the experience that you have?
Negative, sir.
I'm trying to ask it very diplomatically.
No,
so, are you
no,
involved?
Moses, to you and Uncle Faya. No, I'm currently not involved at any national level side with the women's setup. But since January this year, I have been called up by Gareth Ewing to be the striker coach for the national men's team. So we've had a couple of games against Germany in the beginning of the year, which is also another incredible experience for not just us as a coaching staff, but for the players as well. So in terms of SA hockey, I'm the striker, coach, trainer for the national men's team.
Awesome. And now, so I have to put that thing aside. There's so many questions coming in, and one which is very dear to me. And how has it been to you, Pholo, as a woman's coach? Because sorry, but this is just it. The hockey field now we are seeing some slight improvement, but it's basically male dominated. And knowing you, I know you are full of quality. You have knowledge, but do people see how can I say, the competence part, or do they see Do they see
Um,
a female part? And how has it? Do you feel that you really have to fight to prove your worth?
no, not on the field. I think my players or the players I've worked with have embraced and loved and enjoyed, coaching. Because again, people that love hockey that are on the field, they're just here to learn, right, and improve and get better and, like, again, push that envelope.
Yeah.
Players, fine. Coaches on the side of the field, you would be silly not to take me as a threat, right?
Yeah.
So as coaches, we know each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe that comes when it comes to being, I don't know, it's about being a female, but if we look at um, the breakdown of national coaches in SA hockey, to start off with, yeah, you have to look and dig very deep to find um, the women coaches that are in the setup, and the women coaches that are being looked at to be the next people to take on, the culture and driving forward.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like it's a woman because I'm a woman thing? No, I think on the side of the field, every coach that I've coached against has been on the field with the same respect that I've seen them with male coaches. And yeah, I think as a person, I'm also very much about, like I said, about people. So with my peers, my colleagues,
Yeah.
yourself, the FIH, I'm not necessarily seen as a woman coach, you know, and I know Mike Joyce always he talks about, yeah, Apollo, you should have way more opportunities now, looking at what you're doing, not as a female, he says the pathway that you are going on, Michelle as well is like, Polo, something massive is going to happen the next 2 years for you. You just wait, it's coming.
Yeah.
And not wait, but just watch, like he's predicted the future. And which is fantastic to have people of their caliber see me in that way, and I heard the kind words that Freya said on the last chat that, why is Polo not involved? Why does Polo not have a national team in South Africa? Yeah, so these things are, you go forward. If I'm still coaching, tomorrow I've got an FIH level 2 course that I'm running with another good mate, Mike Irving in England.
Yeah.
So I can't hold myself back thinking about things that haven't happened.
Yeah.
I must just keep pushing for the next thing that comes and making myself every day a better coach, so that when I do have an opportunity to coach whoever else, it could be an under 12 team in Mpumalanga.
My town, MP.
It could be the national team of Australia.
Yeah.
Either way, I need to be the best that I can be at the time that happens. And that's where I keep pushing myself to be. I had great yesterday watching was actually Friday, watching Rick Charlesworth on the hockey site.
Yes.
And hearing about what he had to say about players and being a coach. And I'm like, this man.
Yeah.
And not to idolize or hero worship anyone, but his achievements and accolades, are out of this world. So listening to him talk, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm on the right path, because I feel like we share the same kind of philosophies.
Yeah.
And I talk often, like I said, with Patrick in Canada, and always looking to push each other's philosophies. But why is this? We're always talking about the why, and digging deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And I remember my mentor, the level 4, Dave Passmore, wow, what a difficult man also.
Yeah.
A proper academic with a PhD,
Yeah.
and his PhD was solely based on sports.
Yeah.
So a lot of good value he had, and what I loved about that is like, I'm so different from him.
Hmm.
He's very academic and very
Yes.
stats and
Statistics,
yes, and yeah,
figures.
and I'm very passionate. I'm very about heart,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. Yeah,
Yeah.
play from here. You don't always have to play from here, but if you
Yeah.
play from here, this you already have. You've
Yeah.
got it. We've worked on it. We practiced it, and so it was also amazing again, like to learn from someone who's so different
Yeah.
about the way they go about the same thing as you.
Mhm. Wow. So as a female, okay, as an FIH educator, why I'm using that because a lot of Africa and Asia is last time we had that chat about the culture and the
Mhm.
stereotypes. So if you were to inspire the female coaches who feel they got it, because I remember when we had a chat, we realized we have the same kind of drive. When somebody tells you no, to you is not a no, it's a wait. Just like for me, tell me no, I say okay, yeah, it's a wait. What will you admonish them, or what will you tell them to do? Because now with the gratefully with the FIH platform, now
Mhm.
going the knowledge-based way is the best way, and now the platform is open. You can go for education and you can work. So what will your simple words to inspire them and to encourage them to follow?
Um, I think it's just about like there's nothing I love more than the internet.
Mhm.
You can research and find and watch. I mean, FIH.live,
Yeah.
there's so many hockey games, so you don't even have to be a high performance coach.
Yeah.
But what you can do is watch how the top teams are playing, and then you can start writing down things, and you start working on how do they do this? Why do they do that? Why do I think, what would I have done if I was playing against them? So you start thinking. So you can play chess just
Yeah.
watching on your screen, right? Um, Obviously, FIH.academy is a huge platform. There is now the hockeysite.com
Yeah.
platform where coaches are talking and educating,
Yeah.
their webinars. So there's so much, especially right now. Yes, the lockdown restrictions will lift,
Yeah. Yeah.
but while we have time, I think
Mhm.
we've seen that there's so much that is out there for us,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
much of learning. And going forward as a coach, know as much as you can so that when you get that random opportunity,
Mhm.
um, when the head coach can't make it and you are the assistant coach and you get to take over the team for 2 days,
Yeah.
the players will be singing your praises for the rest of their lives.
Mhm.
Yes, we want accolades, we want the titles of head coach, we want all that, but for me, at the lowest and most important level of being a coach and an educator is instilling knowledge
Mhm.
in the next person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And um, yeah, so I don't think the chase for the big title job is where we should be going. Make sure that you are as good as you can be.
Yeah.
Make sure you're as good as you can ever be. Like I said, it might be an under 9 team that you're coaching in the Northern Cape, or way in Tanzania, in Madagascar.
Yeah.
But those players must leave that session or that time with you
Yeah.
feeling that they are better human beings and better hockey players. So we'll just keep pushing that envelope, and things will open up, and like you keep asking me, Moses, I know even off the call, you're like, hey, when are you coaching a national team? A big girl now, when are you coaching a big
Yes.
national team?
Yes. Yes.
My time will come, Moses. Am I patient about it? No, no, I'm very ambitious. So when I say my time would come, I'm talking about tomorrow morning. I must get a call. I'm waiting for that call to come in tomorrow morning to say, hey, Polo, do you want to come through and coach the Swiss national side? You want to come through and coach? You know, I'm ready, and that's what I'm saying. Like, keep making yourself as good as you can be right now, so that when that door kind of opens, you can kick it down with both feet.
Awesome.
And the women coaches, listen, we are as good as the male coaches. In fact, maybe I should be saying the male coaches are as good as us. You know, the FIH has got their hashtag equally amazing, and that's it.
Yeah.
Look at Alison, what she's doing with the Dutch ladies.
Yes.
The job that is being reserved for the big, the big men.
Big
And
fish.
she's taken this, yes, she's taken this job and she just ran with it in a way that it's, people are like, wow, and it's again about having the right team in place. And using the people around you, because I think a lot of the times we coach with ego, and it's always me, meaning I get the job to coach Namibia tomorrow. I'm not going to call Moses because I know Moses got a lot of, he's Mr. Hockey in Africa. I'm not going to call Moses because Moses is going to be more popular than me, so I'm going to leave Moses out of this. But who suffers? I suffer as a coach because my team is not as successful. The players suffer because they don't have someone like you in the setup. And that's, I feel like, ladies, women, female coaches, look, I'm doing all I can, obviously, in my province as well, to push women coaches, because I think in the past the opportunities haven't been there for us. And I think with anyone that takes up any position in administration cannot want to, not change what's happening. If you're not the change, who do you expect to make these changes?
Oh, awesome. Hey, Paulo, you're speaking like in Kenya, we say, when I go to my African talk, you're speaking like 5 men sitting together, 5 men and women, 8 people, Yeah, you're using wisdom, and I love that. I am pro knowledge-based coaching. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, as long as we add value and we grow the sport. Now, whew, hey, Paulo, I think I'm going to put this thing aside and just go by. So
why are you making me nervous?
No. It's just there's so much on the plate. And I'm really happy. I'm really happy with what you're doing. And I was telling people, I had a fantastic time educating with you, and whatever we share. But now, what's your dream for Africa hockey? I always, everywhere I go, I talk about Africa hockey. If somebody tells me my dream, it's you need a notebook because it's so much. But if you have to say it in maybe 3 points, what are you looking for? I mean, what's your dream? When you look at Africa, when you went to Egypt, you saw the games. When you saw what South Africa is doing, when you saw what Namibia is doing, Zimbabwe is doing, with the challenge that you have, and now, what's your dream?
Like you said, the challenges will not disappear in like this. My dream is actually very, very, very simple. My dream for African hockey is for us to find ourselves against each other in an Olympic final. That is where I want African hockey to be. You said, we're looking at player profiles, the player as the athlete. You look at, we are incredible there, right? Look at the skill base, really good, but we're not consistently good. And even great is the word I'd use for how we are with, technically, but it's not consistent. Versus before you and I see our last day on this planet, I would love to see an African final at the Olympic Games. And firstly, obviously, we need to keep hockey in the Olympics. As one of the original sports of the Olympic Games, and something so, and I'm not the biggest fan of tradition. But I think the Olympic Games being what they are, that's a tradition that the world needs over and over. And that's why Tokyo 2020 was not cancelled. It was just moved a little bit, another 11 and a half months to Tokyo 2021. But yeah, I'd really love to see an African final in a big global tournament. I'd look at even in the African Youth Championships playing against Ghana. Wow, they gave us a run for our money.
Yeah.
It was just, they gave us a run for our money. You know, I had to bring my goals in and said, this is going to be a little smarter than what we are right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Ghana hockey has improved like 100-fold in the last 10 years.
Yes.
You know, we look at Egyptian men, but also when are we going to have 3 African teams in the Olympic Games?
Yes.
In the World Cup.
Yes.
You know, and once that happens, and you and I are in a position to have those conversations with the people that matter. Yeah. And I think these are the conversations we must start having. Like if we start having 3 teams, so we look at the men's section, might probably be South Africa, Egypt, Ghana.
Hey, Kenya.
Oh, my bad.
Thank you. You're not coming to that safari, yeah? You'll go to the safari. You'll go to the safari in Ghana. You see. Anyway,
that Kenyan team will be better when you and I have taken over.
Okay. I reserve. Yeah, but I get your point.
Yeah. So you get those teams in there. Like you asked earlier, like how do we improve African hockey? We need to be playing these difficult competitions.
Yes. Yeah.
So you put Kenya in the deep end. You throw them into the World Cup. Yeah. Let's see, guys.
Yeah.
You know, maybe the first time won't be so amazing.
Yeah.
But we start learning.
Yeah.
You know, learning is again, learning is very, very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know, and to all the football fans that are watching right now, we saw what happened to a big great in Barcelona.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
And I was saying to my friends, like, this is a scoreline that is needed.
Yeah.
You know, and I was talking to my friend Sanjay Bosman about, you know, he's having debates with himself about what kind of player you want on your field. Do they want to win by 10 goals or 1 goal? And I'm like, I just want to coach people that always want to score, because you know, as a striker, I won't say a former striker, I'm a striker still.
Yeah.
You always want to score goals. And looking at a team like that, and I said, as a coach, I would also, if I get pulled apart, that 8-2 scoreline, it means Barca are going to go back to the drawing board, you know, and look at where did we go wrong this season? Where did we go wrong in this match?
Yes.
Was it this match? Was it the season? Was it, you know, the last 5 years? And now you start looking and finding solutions because you're looking, you know, at what the problem is. Yeah. So I said to him, like, I'd rather lose 5-8-0 because it makes you have to go thinking about how did this happen. Had Barca again lost 3-2, it's like, oh man, we're so close.
Yeah.
So put the African team, the third African team, in an Olympic Games, in a World Cup, in the Pro League. Let them lose that 9-0. Then we go back to the drawing board. Yeah. And then we restructure ourselves. But we can't not give opportunities because we are already preempting what the result is going to be.
Whoa, that's deep. I remember, I don't know which team lost, and the coach said, for us, we don't lose or win. We keep on learning.
We learn.
And they're saying that, and they have reached the quarterfinals. And so, but I love that. Yeah, and so
you either lose or you learn. I mean, you either win or you learn.
Yeah, so my big girl. So what are we going to see from Pholo? You know, my diary is open here. You know, I want to copy notes. What can we expect of Pholo in the next year post COVID? You know, now we can't make concrete plans until.
Yes.
I was making fun of my friend that we can't make plans until mother notice, not father notice, because I think the father is so until mother notice. You know. So what can we see next year? Because I would really, really love to see you coaching in Europe. I'll tell you that. It's amazing. It's yo, Polo. There's so much to give out there. But
Yeah, well, Moses, as we are right now, where we all are, I've called a few players that I want to bring to the university team that I coach in Johannesburg. You know, at UJ, I've called a couple of players, and one of the players said, "But coach, everyone's saying that you're going overseas next year." I'm like, "Who's everyone?" No, people are saying you're going to Europe. Okay, I'd love to know that because I don't know anything about that. So for the time being, Moses, I'm here in Johannesburg, South Africa. Um, would still love to win one or two more under 21 provincial tournaments. I really want to concrete my name in that sphere
yeah.
because, like I said, I'm a huge fan of young talent
Mm-hmm.
and almost pushing players because there's so much of a, you know, when you almost reach that ceiling, I just want to be that person that helps players just excel through that ceiling and see
Yeah.
themselves. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of research during this lockdown on goal scoring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and with the workshop that I've done with the for the FIH. Um, So I'm still researching a lot more goal scoring things and how and why we score the goals the way we do.
Yeah.
And I'm actually having a talk next week with the South African under 17 team,
Okay.
about that, you know, bringing the ball in and how the ball gets brought in. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to see if I can go a little bit more detailed
Mm-hmm.
in that sphere. And I thought, oh, you know, looking at goal scoring and studying it, I might lose the passion for it because I love the flair of it. You know, I don't want to have a PhD in goal scoring, but but the more I research and watch
Yeah.
goals, the more I fall in love with goal scoring.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, technically, small things, the grip, you know, body position, shoulders, eyes, head. So yeah, so I've gone down this rabbit hole with goal scoring. So right now it's my obsession.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing a lot of. But yeah, I just basically the core of me is just I just want to create and help players be better.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
And better players mean a better game of hockey.
And
You
Paulo,
know,
the last discussion we said, and we really talked, and we said, hey, we can't go cook in somebody else's houses before we cook in our house. We need to see what we can do. And the past conversation I've had with guys, they're like, hey, Moses, we need to rope all our coaches from Africa together with different strengths, you know, and
mm-hmm.
see how we can help our teams. Because if Kenya is strong, Ghana is strong, South Africa is be stronger, and vice
Be
versa.
stronger.
And I
Mm-hmm.
think we need each other. And I really love what you're saying. Goal scoring. Yeah. So remember Thomas Mumba? Thomas
Yes,
Mumba.
Tom.
We used to call him the Zambian Mamba.
Yes, the tall man. He's a
Yeah,
big man.
yeah. He says, well done, keep it up, Polo, and Moses. Moses in small letters. I'll kill him when I see him. Anyway, um, Gav Nelson, I think he's from Four Ways.
Yes,
Yeah, good guy. He says Coach Polo leading the pack, passion personified. Yeah, that word passion. They should ask me about it. And it's not passion fruit. Eh? It's yeah. I think Polo, you've just said some yesterday. Yesterday I was watching a documentary. I mean, an interview of Sherry Ann Price, the sprinter,
yes,
and there's
brilliant
some
woman, eh?
yeah, something she said that you just said. He said she didn't go to train in America in all the big universities. She trained in her base in Jamaica, and she just did the same thing, passion. And one thing she said she believes that we are the ones who are limiting ourselves. because it's all about passion, and you talked about it. Yeah, so I'm really happy to have you here, Paul. And I know people, I think 1 hour is not enough for you. So, just one more question. I'm not taking more. Guys are asking, during your playing days, which African country
Mhm.
was a cracker to play against? I mean,
Oh,
which country did you see and you're like, yo, I have to either play harder or take care of myself?
I remember actually my first game was at the African Championships, right? All
Yeah.
Africa Games in Nigeria in Abuja.
Ooh,
That's how old I am, Moses. I can see that. Woof.
yeah. Okay.
Um, it was unbelievable, and some of my teammates, most of my teammates, had been playing everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Have traveled to the national team to Argentina, to Australia, to Europe, and here I am, my first national tour. You know, and I get there, and my eyes are huge, and I'm like, this is everything I'd hoped for, and I'm so grateful that I played at the All Africa Games as my first national cap. But Ghana, those Ghanaian ladies, they gave us,
Yeah.
a run. Nigeria, obviously playing at home
Yeah.
crowd. It
Massive
was, you
stuff.
know, um, the Kenyans, Moses, for you. Um, it was it Kenya. I remember Kenya was always a team that we enjoyed playing against because on the field it was just the camaraderie between the players.
Yes. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know we you know we think as South Africans we're there to do a job, just lock out the game. They're there to do a job as well, but there's so much mutual respect from
Yeah.
all the players.
Yeah.
And obviously I won't name countries, but it wasn't always like that with other countries,
Yeah.
where on the field it's all friendly and
Yeah.
everyone just pushing themselves and trying to be better. But
Yeah.
yeah, those are the three teams that I remember. We played against Namibia a couple of times, and Namibia's club teams would actually come to
Yeah.
play in Joburg
Yeah.
now and again. Um, yeah, but no, I remember I have a very fond memory with playing against Kenya.
Mhm.
Ghana was hard, Nigeria was hard, and Kenya was like a beautiful display of really nice hockey.
Mm. And
Not that it was
yeah,
easy.
and what about you playing against Lilian Kimeu? Because you play together in the team, and maybe you play against each other in the national team. How was it like?
Yeah, and Lillian was a little older than me, I think. She made actually the provincial team here in Southerns before
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
And I remember that my first tournament, I was playing in the B side, and she was already in the A team.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's an athlete, that lady.
Yo, yeah. She said I should not say it, but I'll say it. I used to call her bow legs. She's when she runs, when she and I know she'll kill me, but when she runs, she was like dancing. But yeah, she's an amazing girl. She's
No, she's an athlete, that lady, and for us back then, that was almost as close of to playing in the national team as you
yeah,
got in South Africa, because the Southers women team, I think we won every international interprovincial
yes,
tournament
the IPT tournament.
for
Yes.
yeah. So you walked in there, and there's no pressure to win. It's just
Mhm.
how you're going to win. That's you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's a very, very beautiful environment to play in, where everybody understands, like, once you've made this team,
Yeah. Yeah.
you are almost on your way to the national team immediately, because this is the top team.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Southerns. And finally, I think, Paulo, I'm a bit jealous because when I look at Southerns, you have Alistair Fredericks around there, and he's a big boy, and he really speaks highly about you. And the last time he told me, Moses, when you he told me December you have to come. I said, hey, we'll see, but Yeah, Paul, you're doing a good job. I'm really,
Thank
really,
you, sir.
I'm really proud. It's awesome to work with you. We and a lot of people are really excited about your passion and how far you've gone. I tell people see a tree, they see the fruit, they don't know the battles they go through before they produce
Yeah.
fruit. So right now, I'm very proud. We are starting seeing your fruits, and I'm really, really proud about you. And thank you so much for coming today. And I know people are saying the other questions. I think we have to bring you on board with somebody else also because it's exciting. And yeah, I'm really proud of you, Polo. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for dedicating your time to follow your passion and to educate. And I think that's been my passion. I always tell you that every single day. I just think if we can. Um, there's this guy known as Miles Monroe. He says that sometimes God doesn't see a seed, he sees a forest, you know? And I think it's very deep. If we are
Mm.
able to help and educate the
Yeah.
coaches on the grassroots, they reach everybody. So
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank you,
Um,
sir.
no,
It's
it's
been
always a
amazing.
pleasure.
It's been
Yeah,
amazing, you know,
yeah,
and to people watching and who will watch this after, because I know you keep this on your page.
yeah,
You know, I think support the girl child in her
yeah,
passion, support your children, support your players, support your hockey kids, because I wouldn't be here if my mom had turned
yeah.
her nose up to my crazy want to, you know, we'd drive something like 50 minutes to go to my hockey practice.
Wow.
50 minutes, and then she'd have a blanket and sleep in the car while I'm on the field
Okay.
because she's got to work the next day, you know, and then we'd go home. So it's small things, and you know, there's just people that see you when you are walking this journey of yours, that make it so special. You know,
Mhm.
right now all I do is hockey related. You
Yeah.
know, I resigned from my 9 to 5,
Mhm.
my corporate job that I'd been doing for a while. I resigned there because this is where my happiness lies. You know,
Mhm.
and I wouldn't be able to take a leap of faith like that
Mhm.
without knowing that I've got the support of those that love me.
Yeah.
Um, and that's important. And I think, you know, we talk about values and culture and back end tradition, but I
Yeah.
think we can change the culture. We can
Yeah.
change the traditions by, you know, supporting our youngsters when they want to do this. Especially in Africa, South Africa, you know, the black women that want to play the sport,
Yeah.
they need the support of people around them. Even if it's just like, hey, I'm gonna come watch you play that silly game on a Friday night. Go watch them play that silly game on a Friday night. You
Awesome.
know, I still go watch some social hockey.
Yeah.
Um, the few ladies that play Kate, Claire, they play with the little social team.
Yeah.
And my person and I, I'm like, what are you doing on a Saturday afternoon? No, nothing much. Why? I'm like, no. There's this group of black women that have got on a hockey team together. Let's
Yeah.
go watch. And I go there and I watch hockey, and it's a festive occasion all the time, you know,
Yeah.
and yeah, you know, it's just about supporting and looking after each other
Yeah.
that gets the best out of us.
Wow. So awesome. Yeah, as you said that my kids are watching and they play hockey. My girls play hockey, and so now, Polo, you have a big when you come for your Kenya Safari, you also have a mentoring class with these ones, eh? But I
I
really,
will happily coach your little people.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, so we talk, there are things like you said, what am I doing next year? But there are plans, and yes, in my plans, Kenya is definitely a destination.
yes.
But you have to be there, Moses. You can't be in
No, no,
Holland
no,
when I
no. You
come.
come. No, no. We'll make a plan definitely.
Yeah, you're the hockey president then.
No, no. I
you
think as
the,
you said, it's a passion, and my grandfather used to say it that when your heart is right, when you actually this is how you should say it. The motive of doing something determines if you're successful or a failure. If
Hmm,
your motive is right,
yeah,
everything falls in place, and that's why I'm
yeah.
very sure, Paulo. We should enjoy you in Africa for some time. before the big fish come and get you. But I'm really proud of you, Polo, and I always have your back. You should always know that, just like you have mine. Let's make Africa better in terms of education, in terms of coaches. Let's instill a level of passion with everybody. So thank you so much. Thank you
Thank you
for
for having me,
your
Moses.
time. I know you're preparing for tomorrow, but it's an honor and a pleasure to have you today.
Thank you so much. And I think on behalf of the whole continent, thank you for this platform. I know it's a lot of work that you do behind the scenes to get this on every Sunday evening.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for it. And you know, you highlight and elevate a lot of people that love the sport. And I know it's not just Africans.
Yeah.
But yeah, what you do and your passion, we see it through you know, like a medium and a platform like this. So thank you for that. And African hockey is incredibly better for having you as our ambassador.
Oh, Polo, I'm becoming navy blue. I can't be pink. But anyway, yeah, take care of yourself, Polo. Hope to
Thank you,
see you
sir.
safely. And
Yeah.
thank you. Viewers, that's a talk with Polo. I call her my big girl or the big girl. Sooner or later, she's going to be the big fish or the flying fish. I don't know which one. But I really appreciate you guys watching. Let's support hockey. Africa, we are better when you're together. We are better when we challenge each other. So keep learning. Learning is a journey. So have a nice evening and see you soon. Bye-bye. Bye, Polo. Sharp.
Moses, thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye.